Every once in a while, a revolutionary product comes along that changes everything. Today, Apple is going to reinvent the phone.
It's the best iPhone that we have ever created, the phone by which all other smartphones are compared. This is iPhone 7.
It always feels strange when there's a new iPhone because now for us it practically feels like a national holiday. This is one phone that has transcended the very name it holds, and with that comes not just a tech item but for many a way of living. It's crazy really, I don't think I've ever seen so many billboards and buildings covered head to toe with iPhone adverts. As an Android guy, the closest thing we get is stuff from Samsung, but it's not really the same, is it? Now, I've never owned an iPhone, nothing has ever appealed to me, and still nothing really does, but there are a few things that I can appreciate. Firstly, the screen. We all know it doesn't have the resolution compared to other phones, but what's the point if the display isn't actually any good? The screen on this is just fantastic. It's something anyone could appreciate. It's an LCD panel which seems rare these days, so it can't really offer the efficiency or design benefits of AMOLED panels, but that's not the point. There's no color shift, saturation is just perfect, it's incredibly bright, and best of all, the color. It's accurate and now supports the Wider Dci P3 color space, which is great, considering we stare at these things all day long. The thing that we can always rely on is that Apple gives us great hardware experiences across the board, and the camera has always been one of the best. Personally, I don't think it beats the Galaxy S7, but here the images have a really nice feel to them. They look natural and aren't over sharpened or saturated. What's also nice is the marriage between the quality and the software. With the app and the vast number of accessories you can get, it's insane for anyone interested in mobile photography. Lens, third-party apps, rigs, you name it. Now, talking about apps shouldn't really be an issue in 2016, but there are still some amazing apps that you can only find on iOS. I haven't taken a look in years, and I was honestly surprised by the quality and breadth of the App Store. For instance, take something like GarageBand. Most might brush it off as just another app from Apple, but the potential here is massive. There are just tons of awesome apps like this that just make the whole thing feel more complete. And the funny thing is that Google apps also feel more polished on iOS. Updates also seem to come to iOS first, and in the case of a friend who has the solo drone from 3DR, there are specific modes only available on iOS, which is just crazy. The iPhone has always had great internal audio, which I think most people take for granted. On Android, it's essentially a lottery based on the whim of the OEM. Apple being, well, Apple have removed the headphone jack, and so everyone will be forced to adapt because they're too invested in the ecosystem. I mean, I understand the long-term concept is just a sacrifice a lot of audio enthusiasts weren't ready to make. Now, I'm not saying it's all good. For me, Android is still a far better operating system for its flexibility and navigation. Here, it's just a shame that the software can't match the hardware. The 3D touch has to be one of the best saving graces I have seen. Using it to go back to your last used app, move the cursor when typing, or even just bringing up shortcuts is awesome. It really can change the way you use a phone. I just hope next year when it's the 10th anniversary of the iPhone, we'll see a real change both in the hardware and software, because honestly, going back to a system which relies on iTunes is just restrictive. Ultimately, this phone is great, especially as it's now finally water resistant, the IP67, and it's a no-brainer if you're a new user wanting an iPhone. But for those that already have one, save your money because this isn't worth getting. Guys and girls, thank you so much, and also thank you to Clove Technology for lending me the phone. Check out the links and let me know what you think down below. Take it easy, and I'll see you soon.